All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're cracking open a treasure chest of insights from entrepreneur Dan Martell. He's gone through, 500 AI tools and boiled it all down to the absolute essentials, the real game changers that can seriously transform your business and, yeah, maybe even make you rich. So let's get to it. These are the tools that are going to change everything.
And this quote right here, this is the whole idea in a nutshell. The game has totally changed. It is not about grinding out more hours anymore. Nope. It's about leverage. It's about working smarter, not harder. And these AI tools, well, they're the ultimate leverage multipliers. So, where do we kick things off? Well, with the lifeblood of any business, sales. Finding customers, converting them, it's a massive challenge. But what if you had a sales team that literally never slept? A digital crew working for you 24/7. That's exactly what these first tools are all about. First on the list is YourAtlas.com. Just think about this. It's an AI voice agent that calls every single person who shows interest in your business, instantly. It handles all those initial chats, qualifies the leads, and makes sure your human team only talks to people who are actually ready to pull the trigger. Okay, so what in the world is an AI voice agent? Well, in the source material, Dan actually has a conversation with an AI named Emma. And I'm telling you, she sounds completely human. She answers tricky questions, she's friendly, and she books a meeting right there on the call. This isn't some clunky robot voice. It's a legit conversational AI that gets real work done, anytime, day or night. And look how simple, but how powerful this process is. A lead fills out a form, and bam, the AI is on the phone with them immediately. Dan says it best. Speed to lead is everything. This tool makes sure you're always the first one to call, asking the right questions, and locking in that next step. It's an absolute game changer for converting leads into customers. Okay, so your inbound leads are handled. What about those big fish, the high-value clients you want to reach out to? Your most powerful connections are probably hiding in plain sight, right inside your own network. This next tool, SocialSweep.ai, is basically a treasure map that helps you find them. And this just lays it all out, doesn't it? We've all been stuck in the old way, digging through contacts, living in spreadsheets, basically just guessing. It's a total pain. But the new way with Social Sweep is just strategic. It scans your whole network and points you to the exact person who can give you the best introduction. It even writes the intro message for you. Now that's what I call leverage. So let's take this up a notch. We're moving beyond just using AI tools for sales to something way more powerful. Using AI to build your own custom automations. And get this, even entire applications, a lot of times without writing a single line of code. And that brings us to Natin.io. The mission here is really straightforward. Automate all the boring, repetitive stuff in your business. And why would you do that? Because every process you automate buys you back your most precious resource, your time. So you can stop doing busy work and focus on what actually grows the business. Just check out this example for client onboarding. A client pays and this whole sequence just happens. No one on your team has to lift a finger. The welcome email, the community invites, the text to book their call, it all runs on its own. You build it one time and it works for you forever. It's amazing. All right, just pause for a second and really think about this question. What if you didn't need a whole team of software developers to launch your next big idea? What if all you needed was to just describe it in plain English? Yeah, this isn't science fiction anymore. This is Lovable.dev. It's an AI that builds apps for you. You literally just tell it what you want, and it builds it. You could give it a prompt just like this one, a landing page for my AI automation agency that helps plumbers. And from that one sentence, Lovable can spin up a whole website with the right text, user flows, even payment systems. The only thing holding you back now is your own imagination. Okay, so we've covered how to get customers and how to build new things. Now let's turn inward and look at the engine of your business, your operations. These next tools are all about making your finances, your team, and your decisions rock solid. Let's talk about something that quietly sucks money out of so many businesses: failed payments. And it's not always because someone's broke. A lot of the time, it's just a weird communication glitch between the banks. FlexPay.io was built to fix exactly that. And this number right here is why it's such a big deal. 13%. That's the average number of totally legitimate credit card payments that just fail.
FlexPay uses AI to cleverly retry those payments in a way that actually works, recovering all that lost cash without you ever having to bug your customer. It's literally found money.
Next up, building your team. Hiring the right people is maybe the most important thing you do, but man, it can be slow. HeroHire.ai is like having an AI recruiting partner that handles all the most tedious parts of the process for you. I mean, this timeline says it all, right? The old way of hiring can take weeks, even months. With a tool like HeroHire, the AI does all that initial heavy lifting, the screening, the assessments, so you're only spending your time talking to the best of the best in final interviews. We're talking about going from a job posting to a new hire in less than a week. Incredible. I love this quote from Dan. It's just so true. If you don't know your numbers, you're flying blind. You're just guessing. You can't get better if you don't measure what you're doing. Which leads us perfectly into our last tool.
Here's the key thing to get about Precisions.co. It's basically your own personal AI data analyst. It hooks into all your important systems, keeps an eye on your key metrics, your KPIs, and it doesn't just throw charts at you. It tells you what the data means. It'll flag potential problems and even suggest what your team should do about it. Okay, we have covered a ton of ground, and it can feel like a lot, but Dan's final piece of advice is probably the most critical. Don't try to boil the ocean. Just pick one tool from this list, the one that solves your biggest headache right now. Sign up, use it this week, and get a quick win. You gotta remember, momentum isn't given, it's earned, one small victory at a time.
And that brings us to the final question, the one for you to really think about. Sales, building, operations, hiring. There's an opportunity everywhere to apply this kind of leverage. So, take a hard look at your own business and ask yourself, where are you going to start? Thanks for tuning in.